Afternoon.
Sort of take us through kind of, your reaction with Nathaniel being let go on Monday.
Yeah, I feel for Nate, for knowing him for the last 4 years now and just the type of person he is and how dedicated he is to his craft. He did a really good job of bringing this building together. You could tell that there was a lot of trust issues within, the locker room as far as each other and the coaching staff. And he broke down some walls and barriers, and I appreciate him for that. Bringing these coaches in and giving them a shot to run a room that haven't run a room before, and even putting me in a position, and Ejiro and Stukes in those positions to lead, are part of the ball. But just, I appreciate the heck out of them, and I feel for him, but I also feel for the players during this time because it's, they've been in a whirlwind of emotions the last couple of years of not being successful on the field as much. And, I told him the other day that, putting a whistle around your neck, we have a lot more opportunities at a bunch of different levels, and our window of opportunity is way bigger. Their window of opportunity playing this league is very minute, and that window closes very, very quickly. And I feel for those guys because just feeling success through every week, it's very difficult. And, I'm thinking about those guys all the time because you just love seeing a smile on their face, all the hard work that they've been putting in, all the musical chairs that they've been going through with injuries and just the amount of adversity they've been going through. I feel for those guys as well.
Justin, you've got two guys obviously that aren't in that offensive group anymore with Nate and Butch. So how does your week-to-week change and how have the roles sort of shifted around?
Yeah, logistically, there's a lot of helping and assisting in other areas. There's a little bit more group effort in certain aspects, meetings, but it's all hands on deck at this point. Logistics have changed a little bit, so these guys have been doing a really good job of just keeping their guys level-headed. It's really easy with all this adversity going on to lose your mind and kind of lose focus on these last two games. But I thought yesterday's practice was one of the better ones as far as the focus and just the determination to get better that day. And, the challenge today is going to be just to stack it.
Jerry didn't reveal who's going to call plays this weekend, but mentioned you as one of the options. If that is you, how do you approach that, and do you feel prepared for that?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the entire season of just being in constant communication with Clint and, Hack and just it's a conglomeration of just understanding the entire offense and just where can you recommend some plays. I've called in the past in the preseason games, and that's a way different spectrum. And then throughout OTAs and camp, the call periods every single day I was calling it. So, whoever calls it has the ability to just put their mark on their this type of offense and just kind of bring a spark to the offense as much as they can.
Jerry said that with the game management stuff they had before, obviously most of it was on the offensive side, just the nature of football. So kind of, what did you learn from working with Jerry over the last 3 months?
I appreciate Jerry's dedication to his craft and his job, and he takes a lot of pride in that. Having these weekly meetings with him, with myself and Stukes and Ejiro and Hack, and he takes us through the entire, around the league and things that pop up and educates us. And some rules you're sitting there and they're on the back page of the rule book in the NFL, and you're sitting there, you didn't even know existed. He's digging on things of finding ways just to bring light to some things that might pop up in the middle of a game. And, he's really advanced me, and I know these other coaches in these situations, and that's why I feel like the situational football just got progressively better throughout the season because, you're putting your team through those situations, you're explaining to them in meetings, and they're a lot more educated as well.
Coach, with Butch no longer here, are you taking more time with the offensive line in practice in this week, and what's your confidence level in Ben Steele?
I have a lot of confidence in Ben. Butch was a great dude. He was a great teacher. It was unfortunate what happened with Ben being in that room and hearing everything and being in every single meeting. There's a lot of trust in Ben. He's a great guy. He's a great coach. He's a great educator, and that's a big thing. It's a motivation and a teacher. That's what you have to be in these rooms. These are grown men, and you got to connect with these guys in different ways. And you're trying to bring the success out of them, and that's what they have to feel. And Ben brings that to this room. Obviously, being a man down in that situation, I'm helping out, and Coach Chin Young as well in that room. So, again, it's an all hands on deck situation, and where can we help the most?
You guys know that when the head coach leaves, everyone's job security is a little uncertain.
Yeah.
As the leader of the offense, do you rally your own coaches and tell them, hey, we all know the deal, but focus on the task at hand? How did you handle that with your coaches?
Yeah, you really can't think about that. And that's where I go back to the story with the players. I mean, opportunities are going to be there for us as coaches, whether it's high school or this league. The importance is the players. They got to feel success. They got to feel some sort of momentum towards these last two games. They got to feel like they belong. And right now, with the adversity that we hit last week, this is a great opportunity for them to bounce back.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.